Some people might be a little confused why I kept putting this video off if I love Ornn so fucking much. And the simple answer is I wanted to make it right. With other videos, there's always the option of redoing it and making it better. But with Ornn, I feel like I have to do it right out of the gate, because it's my main, it's a character I care about deeply and I want to do right. So I've been putting it off by a lot, and I think I've finally gotten good enough at editing to actually do it. To be brutally honest as well, I wasn't expecting him to win the poll. I was expecting people to go for rock solid, because I thought that would be funny, but people really like the daddy meme, so fuck me, I guess. We're gonna start off with his abilities because it's a lot simpler, so let's get into it. First things first, his whole kit relies around slowing and knocking up enemies. So almost everything here is going to have a knock-up effect or a slow effect. Like his Q is going to have a slow, his W is going to have a knock-up, his E is kind of a knock-up if you hit a wall or something, and his ult is a knock-up and a slow. But it's also good to note that his whole kit is based around sustainability. He can stay in fights longer, he can stay in the fray for longer, so he can keep up pressure. So that's where his passive comes in, where he can build his own items up on the front as long as it's not consumable. Or he can upgrade his own items at level 13, with each level after that giving you another upgrade that you can give to whoever you want on your team. The other piece of his passive makes it so he can get more fucking shit out of his tank items. So now he gets like a ton more health and a ton more armor and a ton more magic resist just for buying the items. Like, he will always be a better tank than most of these other tanks. Right now this is his most busted stat, because just think about how much more magic resist, how much more tanky he is than just the average Joe, and how much damage he can get out by just not dying. Like, don't take into account how he can knock you up for most of the game, but just think about him being alive this entire time, constantly auto-attacking, will get off a ton of Grasp of the Undying procs, and you basically just become an infinite amount of damage. There is almost no way you are going to die unless everyone targets you and runs you down. But like, the thing is, that's such a waste of their abilities, so if your team has any brain cells at all, they'll come in and finish them off, because no ults, no abilities, free kills. Moving on to actual abilities, his Q is a I'm sorry, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, and it slows him down. His W is a spit of flames, and it is very important to note that at the end you do a giant spit that makes anything brittle, which basically gives you a guaranteed crit and it will knock him up. But you can turn it off to the side in some of these, which can help you get brittle procs off that you normally wouldn't get. His E is a ram that makes him look really short and stubby, but it will knock people up in a ring around him if he hits a wall or his phallic-shaped object. It is good to note that this can proc brittle, doing extra damage. And finally, one of my favorite ults, his ram, where he will call in his fucking spirit animal and just fucking headbutt it into the direction of someone. If it hits him on the way in, it will slow him down, and if it hits him on the way out, it will fucking knock him up. And it's good to note that each of these will do a brittle effect, which means there is a slight window. If they're stupid enough, you can hit them with a brittle, then hit them with your ram, and then hit a brittle again. But this is not practical, it's just cool tech. Before we continue on, I'm going to talk about the lore real quick, and Justin, I see in the back there, here's a fucking timestamp for people like you or you to skip to, because you don't like the lore. Now that the gameplay only scrubs are gone, I really like Ornn's lore. He's the god of forge, creation, and basically anything progress. A direct opposite of Volibear's wild brutality and bloodiness. Surprisingly, even though they're direct opposites, Ornn and Volibear used to be very close, but there was a rift formed between them when Volibear grew angry and jealous of Ornn's group called the Hearthblood, which he loved very openly, as well as Volley wanted to start another war because God of War and in Viking terms and brutality and all that. He decided that he wanted more weapons and armor for his followers and for himself, and Ornn would not create that for him. So in his rage, he would steal Ornn's armor and kill his Hearthblood, leaving him alone without any followers to love. Ornn really fits into the widowed dad archetype or the mentor who's lost a student in the past type of deal. We're hidden under this majestic, delicious looking fucking beard. He's just a lovable dad, which comes across very well in his voice lines, I would say. I have 3 favorites. One of them for lore, and 2 of them are just kind of funny. I really like this one.
I swear if Volibear is there.
Which will only happen if he's teleporting, and honestly, it's hard to explain, but I think you get why I find it funny. There's also the cherry-flavored one, obviously.
Cherry-flavored. Not bad.
And of course, the wall to keep out company.
I do not need company. Only a wall to keep out company.
Oh yeah, one more. I love this one.
If you want a weapon, here's a weapon. If you want conversation, here's a weapon.
Cause it's just so fucking perfect. Like, I don't know why that I love this dad archetype so fucking much, but I love it. It's so good. It works so perfectly on this fucking big, bolsterous guy that's just the most warm-hearted motherfucker on this planet. Which I think reflects in his gameplay a lot. I think his gameplay and his character really align very well, where he wants to protect his team no matter the fucking cost. As long as his team's safe, he will fucking throw himself into the fray at every opportunity, which is how you should play Ornn. Your ult does not mean shit. Your Q does not mean shit. Your flash is fucking worthless. Your team is what fucking matters. You make sure they fucking make it out of that fight alive, or else you're responsible. You're responsible for keeping your damn team alive. Now, sometimes they'll misplay. You know, that happens. Everyone's fucked up, and sometimes you'll misplay. It happens. We're playing League of Legends. It's a video game. We're all here to have fun. No need to be a fucking prick about it. Fucking side note here. I just got back into League of Legends for this fucking video. Like, I took a bit of a break. Holy fuck, people are dumb. Like, why do you wonder why you're hard stuck in these ranks when you act like this? You're a fucking child. Shut the fuck up. It's a video game. Why are you acting like this? Like, it makes me more mad that they have the arrogance to assume it's everyone else's fault when they do something fucking wrong or something bad happens. It's so fucking stupid. It's a video game. You cannot control what other people do. It's for fun. Fucking chill. I'm hard stuck because I'm ass. You're hard stuck because of your mentality. We are not the same. But yeah, back on topic. Ornn is there for his team. He is there to be their fucking shield, and he is there to make sure that his team makes it out alive. Now, you are supposed to play towards the back lines every once in a while, sure, but I tend to play him more like a peel. I will peel for my team to make sure that my ADC carry, who is actually dealing out damage, is safe. I will make sure that happens, and I will peel every single fucking time to make sure they're alive, because that is my job as a tank. That is my job to make room for them. That is my job to protect them. In terms of items, you tend to go just full tankiness. You know, Sunfire Cape if you're going to be in the fight for very long. Big Chungus, Frostfire Gauntlet if you see them building a lot of true damage. And usually you're going to make the choice between Redunes, Omune, and Frozen Heart. Those are 2 that you're kind of going to have to choose between depending on if they are kind of just getting in your face like a Trundle, or if they have a lot of crit like a Jhin and a fucking Bel'Veth and all those characters. Upgrading path is going to be a bit weird depending on who's actually doing well on your team. Usually you're just going to upgrade who is ever doing the best. I would not upgrade a support until the very end unless your other teammate is just not in the game at all, because at least, you know, it's going to do something on the support. You know, I try to protect them, but you gotta cut your ties when you can, you know what I mean? Like, you try to protect them, but upgrade the fucking people that are gonna help you. If everyone's doing well, I will usually upgrade the ADC, the jungler depending on who they're playing, and then the mid to the support. That's usually my upgrade path when I upgrade my teammates. But it's gonna vary from game to game, so don't use this as a set in stone rule. People do play support Ornn, and it works. It's a really good build. I've done it before. It's not bad. Especially if you rock a Jhin, because you get an instant fucking knock-up, and then you get the instant root, which is very good, obviously. Your ruins are going to be semi-tank, but you're also going to bring inspiration secondary as magical footwear and magical biscuit delivery bullshit, along, you know, with aggressive undying because you're a tank. Just some minor things here. Do not be afraid to use your auto attack and your massive health pool to just get free damage off in laning phase. You take a lot of damage and you can deal a surprising amount of damage, so do not be afraid to make trades with your health to get more damage off. As long as it's not like a Garen, because he's always going to win those interactions, you might as well just play safe then. Remember that you're a burst tank that relies on your Q or a wall being next to you, so do not pass go and get $200 if you have nothing to work with your E. Don't go for it. It's usually not going to work out for you, especially in the top lane where everything's very, you're fucked if you fucked up. You move very slow. Even though you have magical footwear, you're always going to move very slow, so I would definitely not try to roam as much. Stick with your team when it comes time to team fight, but other than that, you're not the roamer. That's someone else's fucking job. Get them into the sidelines. Your ult only has like about a minute cooldown, so do not be afraid to use it to get out of a fight or to engage a fight. If you fuck it up, what the fuck ever, you just disengage and get the fuck out. It's not too big of a deal. Not every Ornn ult is going to be good. It's not too big of a problem. If you're going to try and snipe with your Ornn ult, you might as well bring the Farsight wards so you can Farsight ward and see exactly where they are and hit them with your Ornn ult. Your Q is a good zoning tool, but it can also be a very good zoning tool if you place your phallic object right. So try to get that down and make sure that you can place it in some decent spots to try and cut off people's retreat. Your E will break any terrain that is made by a champion, except for maybe like Talia's ult, because I'm not sure, but it can break Anivia's wall, and it can break Jarvan's ult, so keep that in mind if your fucking ADC gets dived by the Jarvan. One last thing before I go, I love Thunderlord Ornn. It's such a cool skin. I love how they turned him into Thor, basically. It's such a cool way of recreating the character. So is Elderwood. It's so good. I don't know why they don't make more skins for him, but I'm so happy they're making Space Groove Ornn. I'm so excited for it, because he needs more fucking goofy skins. And he just needs more skins, period. Like, he deserves more. There's so much cool stuff you can do with him. I am still mad that they don't make a goddamn Santa Ornn. Make a Santa Ornn! Or make a Trucker Ornn! Make one of them, please! I hope you all enjoyed. I worked really hard on this. And, yeah. Have a great day. Also, fuck you, Windows sponsorship. I got that shit taken away. Get fucked, idiot. Get fucked. Eat my ass.
Ornn approved.